Execution of the supply chain processes without negotiation is unthinkable. Everyone negotiates something every day. Negotiation is the process by which two or more parties confer or interact to reach consensus or agreement.
Good negotiation necessitates a cooperative approach marked by an openness to the other party's interests. Even the most skillful negotiations and the most positive communication climates cannot guarantee a favorable response during negotiations. The fundamental principles of negotiating include knowing the best alternative to a negotiated agreement, BATNA. What concessions is one willing to give? Look for variables. Be hard on merits, soft on people, and focus on interests, not positions.
Negotiation should be entered into when there is a high probability of an improved outcome. The prices offered are not considered to be fair and reasonable in direct contracting situations. Substantial risks for either party warrant clarification, and when it is cost-effective to do so. During a negotiation, each party will employ tactics and procedures to win or achieve desired objectives in the exchanges and interactions. The most critical stage in negotiation is the planning stage.
All negotiation parties use the planning stage to prepare their side of the discussion to gain an advantage by the time the negotiation is concluded. There is generally a 6-step process for negotiations: planning, climate setting, identify issues, bargaining, settlement, and review. It is vital to be familiar with typical techniques and the ability to detect and counteract them when utilized by the opposing party. These include opening tactics, tactics to explore positions, bargaining tactics, and deal closing tactics.
Conflict is a necessary part of negotiation, but can be avoided by focusing on interests. With avoidance, the objective is that both parties lose, whilst accommodation is a lose-win approach. Competition, on the other hand, is a selfish, argumentative approach whose objective is win-lose.
The other two styles are compromise and collaboration. Compromise makes trade-offs for a win and lose objective, whilst collaboration is a win-win, categorized by support of self and others. Negotiation techniques also differ based on a procurement expert's relationship with their supplier.
If a product or service is strategic, the relationship is likely to be collaborative, so the negotiation style would benefit from being collaborative. In a monopoly supplier situation, the supplier will have the most power, and as a result, a kind of accommodation is most likely to be adopted. When neither party has much respect for or desire to collaborate with the other, the avoid style is used. In a competitive style, the procurement professional feels as though they have won, while the supplier feels defeated.
An ethical negotiator can be pleased at the end of the day that they have done everything in their power to create a win-win outcome for all parties, and that continued relationships have been strengthened as a result of the negotiation. Negative tactics to be avoided when negotiating include take it or leave it, withdrawal, silence, humiliation, surprise, attacks, and stonewalling. Unethical approaches for accomplishing worthwhile goals ultimately devalue those goals' positive value.
While many factors play a role in determining success, negotiation strategy is especially important. As a result, One should have a process in place for reviewing their negotiations and sharing the results with negotiators throughout the business, regardless of whether they are on the sell side or the buy side. There are no hard and fast rule of how these reviews should be done. Some questions to ask include: 1. Did we achieve our goal? 2. If not, what caused failure to reach our goal? 3. Did we use an effective BATNA strategy during the negotiation? And 4. How can we generally improve the negotiation process?
Negotiation is situational. So a negotiating tactic that worked successfully in the past does not guarantee the same outcome in a current negotiation context. The good news is that negotiation is a learned skill, and we all can become better at it with effort and training.